Happy Tuesday. Is it Tuesday? Yeah, it's Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Hello, hello. Oh, where did we go? Okay, yes, we are live. Hi, everyone. Well, nobody's here yet, but for those of you catching the replay, hello. And I will be seeing some of you join me live here soon. I can't see. If and when you jump on, just let me know. I am so excited to talk about today, and I don't talk a lot about like productivity in my business because I think a lot of us are really driven by that feminine energy of like flow and ease and intuition, but also why a lot of you hire me is because I bring a lot of the masculine energy to business. Because without that balance of masculine and feminine energy, if we're just living in the flow and expecting to manifest clients and all the things, like that is so far swinging one way that when we don't take some kind of action, there's no way to have consistency, sustainability, predictability. So, why I love to bring these little pieces in sometimes is because we need this part of the masculine energy. We need this part of strategy, implementation. We need to develop these kinds of habits to create sustainability in our businesses. And when we don't have sustainability around income and clients in our business, holy fucking shitballs, like our nervous system, and I know this from personal experience, cannot cope. Like we cannot cope with the, oh my God, where's the next client gonna come from? Where is the next month? Where's my money gonna come from? How am I gonna pay my bills? Like we as spiritual entrepreneurs cannot live like that. It's just not okay. So my part and my role for you in your business is to bring consistency, sustainability, predictability so that we can be more in that feminine energy. Say hello, let me know that you're here. Can you guys, I don't even know, like I can't see, I'm on my laptop, so it's weird, but let me know if you're here. It says I'm live, so I'm just gonna jump in and do the training, but not the training, but I'm gonna share with you what I wanna share with you. So in today's live, I want to talk about, there was an analysis of over 25,000 entrepreneurs who had experienced failure. And every single one of these 25,000 people shared 30 different reasons as to why they thought they failed. And amazingly, there was one thing that every single one of those 25,000 people put right at the very top. And I'm going to share with you what that is here in a second. And then also, in a group of several hundred people who have accumulated fortunes, wealth, businesses well beyond the $1 million mark, every single one of them had the same habit. And I'm going to talk with you guys today about what those two things are. Hang on, let me just come back to my screen here. So the number one, hi, Samantha. Hi, how are you? Nice to see you here. Amazing to see you. Happy Tuesday. I don't know what's going on with my hair right here, but whatever. Just is how it is today. So what is this number one cause of failure that these 25,000 entrepreneurs put right at the top of their list? Something I personally struggled with for a very long time. It's lack of decision, indecisiveness, procrastination. Who here struggles with procrastination? You go back and forth. Is this the right offering? Is this the right niche? Am I doing the right thing? Is my messaging? Oh, maybe I need to come back over here and tweak my website because this isn't quite right. And ooh, is this gonna work or is it not gonna work? And I need to have my whole thing built out first before I can actually start to take action. Hey, Kayla, nice to see you, Levy. Thanks for your comments, babe. Lack of decision, indecisiveness, lack of decision are the number one cause of failure in a business. Who struggles with indecision? And you really unpack this a little bit. I had to unpack this in the beginning. I was indecisive about everything. What happens when we are slow to make decisions, if ever at all? We procrastinate. What happens when we don't make decisions, whether it's what coach to invest in, what program to invest in, how to actually work the program once we get inside of it. Indecisiveness and lack of decision lead to procrastination, which ultimately leads to failure. Okay? So then, and in this second study, the number one habit, all these people who have created wealth over millions and millions and millions of dollars, all of them said that the number one key to their success was reaching decisions promptly. Reaching decisions promptly. Polar opposites there, right? Taking action quick is key. Kayla, yes. Making a decision. This is what my coach who turns over $7 million a year is someone who I look up to, and her best advice to me ever was, you make a decision in your business, right? I always, and I talk about this in the first module of my program, Soul Business Accelerator. We have to make decisions from where we want to be rather than where we are now. And so when I was trying to scale to a six-figure business, whenever I had decisions to make in my business around what to do with a challenging client, how to coach a person, struggling with my niche, what program to create, putting myself out there as a speaker, whatever, when I had decisions to make in my business, I would put on a hat. I'd say, as a six-figure business owner, how am I going to make this decision, or what decision am I going to make? As a six-figure business owner, what decision am I going to make? And I would make that decision, and then I would make it right. I would make a decision and I would make it right. When I was trying to scale to $1 million, okay, so let's say, for example, some of the challenges that I faced, we lost $30,000 last year in Facebook ads. I think it was like in January or February or something like that. And I remember telling myself, as $1 million, I was like in a spiral, man. I was like stressed and I was anxious and I was fearful, and I was like, do I keep with this or do I let this go? Do I look for a new Facebook ads manager? Do I fuck this whole strategy off altogether and just let it disappear? Do I continue launching? I was in an indecisive, procrastinating spiral for a few weeks, and I snapped out of it and I said, as $1 million business owner, what kind of a decision am I going to make? I'm not going to sit here as $1 million business owner and whinge and cry about it, and well, maybe for like a few seconds, but then I'm going to get over it, and I'm going to look at the strategy and figure out what needs to happen. And I snapped out of it. We planned a launch. I made some decisions around what to do as $1 million business owner. And then what I did was, my team and we worked together to make that decision right. Okay, there was no backing out of this decision. There was no bailing. There was no plan B. It was, I made this decision. We made this decision as $1 million business owner, and we are going to now make it right. Okay, people who fail to accumulate income in their business, people who fail to accumulate wealth, however you want to look at this, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, maybe they don't ever even decide, very slowly, and of changing these decisions quickly. I'm going to say that one more time. People who fail to accumulate income in their business, or great wealth, riches, however you want to call it, without exception, have the habit of reaching decisions, if at all, very slowly, and of changing these decisions quickly. So we make a decision, and then we make that decision right. Okay? That's what I've got for you all today. If you have any questions, pop them in the comments. I'm going to keep this one quick and short, because that is the root of everything. It's lack of decision is the number one habit of failure, or the number one cause of failure. Lack of decision, indecision, procrastination, and the number one habit is making decisions quickly, sticking to them, right? So making the decision right. And always, this is my personal, always make a decision based on where you want to be than where you are right now, okay? All right, y'all, I hope that you have an amazing day. I am sending all the love your way. If you all need help building your business to six figures, multiple six figures, I have a program called Soul Business Accelerator. It's an actual roadmap to $8,000, $10,000 months without using social media. We were just featured in Forbes. We've got people joining pretty consistently. I think there's a couple of spaces to start in February and a couple of spaces to start in March. But yeah, first call, send me a message and jump on a call with either myself or my team. And we'd love to talk to you about helping you to build your business to 6 figures, multiple 6 figures, without using social media. How amazing is that? All right. Love you all. Talk to you soon. Bye.